Two incredible days of action down at the 2025 College Hockey South Playoff. One to go. It's Championship Sunday here at Akins Ford Arena, where we separate the good from the great. Up first, an appetizer of the main event. It's the women's third place consolation game between USF and South Carolina. I'm Theodore Fernandez, joined on the call by Sawyer Stacy in the booth. Two teams are underway. Sawyer, what are you looking for out of this matchup, having seen both these teams play twice now?
Yeah, really just some great hockey. Both teams have been great all weekend, especially USF with their great win over Georgia on Friday and unfortunate loss against Tampa where they Tampa kind of ran away with the game. But South Carolina, or am I mistaken? Did South Carolina play Tampa?
Yes.
South Carolina played Tampa. Uh, USF played Alabama. Alabama did run away with the game. Tampa also in a hard-fought battle with South Carolina. Two really great games yesterday, but now South Carolina and USF are battling it out for third place.
All right, down to the action on the ice. South Carolina looking to start something as USF takes the puck. It's number 13, one tempo. Now USF looking to take it. Puck goes to Quincy Hurley. In it down ice. Third place consolation game. First game of the day, but trust me, these teams are motivated to make something happen. Here's USF setting up offenses. That puck is going to go by the net. Be picked up by Nard Sliska. South Carolina with it now. So it goes back and forth. USF gets it. This is Paige Lair. That's going to be wrapped around. USF is in line to get that puck. Zoe Elwell had it there for a second, and it's now South Carolina's trying to contest. Elwell's got it. And back down as USF is trying to take it into their ozone. They're very efficient on shots. There's another pass inside that did not get home as USC now heading the other way. There's a pass that is just a little off target. USC tried to get something going as McElharney fell down.
Have a delayed penalty.
We
On
do have a delayed penalty, which led to the net being pulled and led to a very strong shot on goal there for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, it looks like it may have just bounced off the post or off the foot of Anna Horaeus there of USF. Currently waiting on the call for the penalty. Don't know what exactly USF is going in the box for.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
It
It's going to be
is,
15 Madison LeBlanc who's
yes.
in the box setting up a South Carolina power play here. Just 2 minutes into this one. There's a shot deflected. Another one that was out in front of the net for a second before being recovered by the Bulls. Now here comes USF, gonna clear that puck. Not even to go for line change, just getting that down ice, and they're going for it here. South Carolina trying to take it the other way. Two teams going back and forth. Amber Lopez has it now for the Bulls underneath the net. Two Carolina defenders in there. She's looking for some way to get it out. To be kicked out, cleared by the Gamecocks as they look to try and make some noise short-handed. Oh, two USF players running into each other. That could have led to something. Instead, the Bulls will be able to, for the time being, clear the puck out a little bit and kill some time off of this penalty kill. South Carolina struggling to get consistent offense going right now. Haven't really been able to set up what they've wanted in this
Yeah,
power play.
USF really starting to look on their own offense on the penalty kill, which is always tends to be a little dangerous if you can't quite watch the back check as well as you should on offense, especially during a penalty kill. But occasionally you can weave through the defense and get a shorty.
Yeah, and we've seen plenty of those at this tournament over the first 2 days. It's happened way more than some would expect, as here is Eisenberg with the puck for the Bulls. Going to effectively kill off this power play as now they are back at even strength. USF, an excellent job hanging in there early despite being a man down. Leave a whistle as that bench door was open. They're going to set things up for a face-off momentarily. 5 minutes into this one, apologies for technical difficulties on the broadcast on the clock. We're working everything out right now, but 10:33 to play. Still a 0-0 game as these two teams both look to pull ahead in this third place consolation matchup.
Yeah, South Carolina right now has 3 shots on goal. USF recording 0, really taking more of a defensive stance here.
Oh, and there's a goal. Just like that. It takes so little to pull ahead in this game. And
Yeah,
just like that, Haley McElharney puts the Gamecocks ahead. 1-0, just 5 minutes into this one.
I wish we could get a replay on that because it was just an unfortunate situation for Anna Horaeus of South Florida where the puck, she thought she had it covered between her legs and it just slipped right out under. So I don't want to discredit South Carolina too much. It was a great offensive effort, but a little lucky on their part for Anna Horaeus to slip it out.
USF, no stranger to playing from behind. They allowed 11 goals yesterday at Alabama. Still managed to fight and compete throughout. So we know that the Bulls are more than comfortable being down a goal because they have scorers who can go out and produce a lot of points. For South Carolina, 2-0 lead early would be very, very crucial towards securing this win as that puck is going to go behind the net, tracked down by the Bulls. USF shot deflected at the net into her own teammate, actually. And now the Gamecocks are going to try to pass this cross ice to clear. It's going to slip through, though, and end up with that was Panagian, rather, who had it a second ago and has it again right now for the Bulls. Christina Panagian scored 12 goals this game for USF. She had it there, and now South Carolina looking under the net as players are competing for that puck. Good amount of physicality. A lot of bodies have hit the ice early here, almost halfway through this first period there. Shot, USF, that's a little wide by Amber Lopez. Will be recovered by the Bulls. They've got it under the net now. That's a pass. Could have been a very well-timed pass if they'd placed it differently. Now South Carolina again. Gonna look to move that puck. There's a little shot attempt that goes wide. Will end up with USF trying to clear, trying to get out and into their offensive zone. We'll see South Carolina stop that, keep the puck over by them. There's a fight for it. And looks like, again, Carolina has had very solid control of this puck. Really winning time of possession a lot. And it's sequences like this that are why. So that puck's wrapped around.
Shots on goal are 5 for South Carolina, 0 for USF, which again is just kind of highlighting how much of an offensive stance South Carolina has taken here, not really giving USF any opportunity to break through their offense and get some of their own.
Yeah, I mean, South Carolina's been in full control so far, and they have the goal to show for it. USF looking for an answer. As the cross ice pass to Amber Lopez. Going to try to wrap it around. And South Carolina defensively is just on top of everything right now. As we are now down to 6:40 to play in this first period, the Gamecocks doing an exceptional job of just not allowing the Bulls strong opportunities. USF with it here, still looking for a good shot on goal. Their first shot on goal, that would be if they can get one off. South Carolina controls the puck again. Hit it off the board, trying to get it to one of their guys. USF had it for a second, now fight near center ice for the puck. And the Gamecocks have it back just like that. Knocking it back and forth. They just look like the team that wants it more out there.
Absolutely. They're definitely doing a good job getting themselves after the puck.
You know, and it's rough being in this position where you've had to play 2 games in 2 days, but this is just one of those times where you have to find a way to rally, find a way to come out, take home third place, and have something to end the season on a high note. As here the Gamecocks again, they've got 2-on-3 right now. They pass that up the middle, and that puck is going to be falling on us. There's a whistle for Gamecock player falling into the crease.
You know, there's an interesting trend, uh, kind of varies across the women's and men's games. Yesterday, we saw two upsets with the teams who played on Friday upsetting the teams who played their first game yesterday on Saturday. In the men's games, Tampa, of course, winning, and South Carolina beating Georgia.
Yeah, it almost
And
looked like in some games the bye didn't really help all that much.
yeah, but it seems like that story was a little different for the women's
Uh-huh.
games.
Both top seeds won.
Yeah, and so that bye did help. Completely fresh game. And I think what kind of influences that is the team sizes of these women's teams. A lot of times they don't even have a full roster compared to a men's team. So it's much easier to get tired in the women's leagues. Fatigue just comes more naturally when you don't have as much time on the bench to rest and recoup for your next shift, and you got to go out there and fight again. So I'm sure that has led to why these top seeds with the bye got in the championship game today.
South Carolina now another opportunity. Strong shot. Save made. Very, very solid play made by Anna Harias, the USF keeper. You know, and look, this is a USF defense that struggled against Alabama, obviously allowing 11 goals. Not the day they wanted, but they are, at the very least right now, down just 1 goal, keeping their offense in it. Bulls going to continue to look for that equalizer. As here's Alexis Rain. She's going to pass it up for Eisenberg. Jules Eisenberg now. That puck right by the net. That's a shot. And somehow they were able to prevent that from going in. Very, very wild sequence that just occurred. And with 4:02, USF still not able to get on the board.
Yeah, it looked like McKenzie Cronin, who's in goal for South Carolina, was looking out for the puck as chaos kind of ensued down there. Didn't seem like she had quite a look on it, was trying to search for it and finally found it.
So a shot inside can be taken away by South Carolina. So they look to extend the lead, which really looks like a possibility with the way they've played since that first goal.
Absolutely.
On the other hand, USF's offense starting to show the first signs of life we've seen all day as they got off a couple shots that last offensive set. As that puck will be taken handily by the Bulls, and now they're going to run 3-on-3 action. USF, beautiful pass, clean look, shot, somehow not in. Their second effort, and still no. Another golden opportunity for the Bulls. Just does not lead to scoring. South Carolina's defense somehow still able to hold strong.
Yeah, Mackenzie Cronin in goal is doing really well right now. That puck was going way back and forth. USF getting tons of looks on it, but not quite able to get it past. I think there was a bit of confusion from USF right there in the midst of the traffic by Mackenzie Cronin.
It did look a little off. I agree with that. There's a
Maybe,
shot.
I think Mackenzie Cronin may not have had a glove on it, not warranting a stoppage in play if she did not actually freeze the puck.
Yeah, no, I completely missed that in real time. As here's Panajian for the Bulls. Has it taken away by South Carolina, but USF able to recover it. And now South Carolina going to look to run some 2-on-2. There's a pass up. Gamecocks trying to make something happen. .225 to play in the first. Shot by the Bulls is going to be knocked away. We apologize again for any technical difficulties as we try to set up cameras, get our scoreboard up and running, but we will have all that for you throughout the remainder of the day and hopefully later this game. Down to 2:03 to play as South Carolina's got. They had
Little
it.
interesting note here, real quick, Theo. USF has now got 8 shots on the board to South Carolina's 8, so finally generating some offense. I think probably 5 or 6 of them came from the last couple minutes there right in front of Mackenzie Cronin. A ton of shots on her that she was able to block.
Yeah, that was a huge offensive sequence for the Bulls. And if they keep doing that, I mean, it's bound to be a goal. We have one of our main shots up and running, so we're starting to get settled in here at beautiful Akins Ford Arena, 127 to play.
Broken again. Something's wrong.
Apologies yet again as we continue to work through everything, working our best to give everybody the best possible broadcast here at the College Hockey South Playoffs, an event that we are so excited to get to cover for you guys. So we apologize as any issue arises, but we still have 45 seconds to play in this first period. Carolina lost it for a second. Here's Samantha Lyons to run it down. She was able to do so, and now USF has it. The Bulls somehow looking to tie the score up. Heading into the second period, which they've gotten the shots off. Now they just need the point to show for it. Same amount of shots as South Carolina here. Look for a second like we'd get a Bulls attempt. Instead, South Carolina's going to be able to work it around the net. Down under 10 seconds to play in this period. It looks like this should just about be the end of the set. And just like that, we're done with the first period. South Carolina leads it 1-0. We will be back momentarily with the second period of action. Back with the second period of action here, USF South Carolina. Gamecocks off to a fast 1-0 start, but the USF offense really, so we're really starting to come into gear towards the end of that period.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the period here, I'm assuming we're going to see USF start to take a bit more stride, try to get back on offense quicker than what we saw in the first period. Of course, maybe that was just beginning of the game jitters or whatnot, but
We got an icing call there, 14:28 in. We'll have the clock up and running for all of you as soon as possible. I'll continue to announce the time in the meantime as we try to provide you with the best broadcast that we can. 32 seconds into this first period here. Shot is going to be easily gloved up for save number 8 on the night by USF. It's been a really fun weekend of festivities here at Akins Ford. Face off there is going to be handled by the Gamecocks. Shot knocked wide. It's going to go out to Avery Bowen. There's a pass. Shot is going to be saved yet again. That attempt, I believe, was by Lauren Newman, as we're going to have a third consecutive face-off down in this zone. This one handled by the Bulls as they look to clear it, get themselves out of trouble for the time being. Carolina pass deflected. Was good. Stick skills by Emily Anderson to get her stick on that disrupt the pass, disrupt the rhythm. South Carolina still looking to make something happen. Down on this end as that one is going to be taken by USF. The Bulls looking to clear. The Bulls looking to get that equalizer, tie this game up. Here's Panajin. USF still has it underneath, and that one's going to be taken, knocked away right by South Carolina. USF still fighting for it. Amber Lopez underneath the net, looking for a teammate to get that too. She's going to continue to move it around herself. South Carolina has a clear path to that puck now. Here goes Adam McKern, and there was a pass intended for Avery Bowen that could not get home. Save gloved up by USF.
another great opportunity for South Carolina. And so hopefully they can hone in on those passing skills right there. That, like you said, it was a great setup, but couldn't quite connect on the pass on the back end. But seemed like Ana Herrera was ready for it. Looking at the rest of the game, it might be a battle of the goalies as both of them seem to be very dialed in and locked in right now.
Yeah, it's very possible. They're both playing very solid so far, which refreshing to see out of USF, especially after giving up 11 goals a day before. They've really come out much stronger today defensively, and they're making some stands that they weren't able to make against Alabama. Now the Gamecocks going to look to extend that lead as USF's defense, like you see there, getting their keeper support. They're giving her help. And now they're looking to clear that puck out of the South Carolina offensive zone, pass off the boards. Little foot race for it will be taken by South Carolina. USF unable to get there in time. There's a pass. It's going to go up to Alexis Plaza. Piazza fighting for it. Two South Carolina defenders in there with her. Little scrum behind the net for it. And the Gamecocks going to try to take this one away. It's going to go right to Quincy Hurley, who's going to hit it against the boards, allowing a line change. And then USF going to put it all the way down. Deflected, so no icing as South Carolina takes it. This puck's a little strong for the intended target, who was Genevieve Crouch. Crouch unable to get it there. USF has it back. 4 minutes into the second period now. Still a 1-0 game. And South Carolina's just done such a good job controlling these USF passing lanes. Crouch trying to run that puck down. Instead, it's going to be passed back over to Zoe Elwell. She had it a minute ago. She has it again. She's going to pass it off the boards intended for. Well, that was intended for Ahern. And now USF going to come away with it. Carolina just so smooth, so planned out, so deliberate in their offenses. Not rushing anything, waiting for everything to come to them. Here might be another shot, and there goes off the keeper. Attempt by McElharney, who scored the first goal for the Gamecocks. She's been a really active player offensively all game and also all season for South Carolina. Puck now fought for. It's going to be cleared out of there by Elwell, forcing Andy Backen to run it down. USF with it. Looking to get it out of there. LeBlanc going to pass. It's going to be taken away by the Gamecocks. Elwell was in there. Going to be wrapped around the boards, and LeBlanc is going to get it again for USF, only to lose it. There's a pass in. South Carolina has not allowed USF to have any kind of offense in their own offensive zone for a while now. Just doing such an amazing job of keeping it down. And it's a shot deflected. USF able to interrupt any trouble that could have been caused by Avery Bowen, the sophomore from Massachusetts.
You know, now may be the time that we see USF, or maybe I'll take my words back, but maybe soon we'll see USF start to take a bit more of an offensive stride. You know, if we look at last period, this is kind of following suit in that with South Carolina taking the heat first and then letting USF letting them kind of tire themselves out and try to come back and get some opportunities of their own.
Yeah, now you just want to see if USF can even generate that offensive intensity, because we only saw it from them really out of that one sequence. They've one shot on goal this whole period, which is coming up on 7 minutes now.
Yeah, and really when you look at them trying to, if they even can get the puck into South Carolina's zone, we see that they don't even, they have to fight to even keep the puck over there. And it's not even a question of whether they can get any offense going.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
game,
can they keep the puck in South Carolina's zone.
right, and the Gamecocks have just done such a good job of controlling time of possession,
Absolutely.
controlling that puck. And like we've said, the passing lanes have been a huge thing. They have dominated those all game, as they have now another clean shot look that was pushed a little wide by Krukanali. USF going to try and take it the other way now. But look at this South Carolina defense. Two defenders on the Bulls. There's a shot that's going to go way wide. And now the Gamecocks, 2-on-3, they're going to opt to just hit it back to the Bulls, as we are more than halfway through the second period now with 7 minutes to play.
Apologies if something seems to be going wrong with our camera here. It seems like they're back in the mix.
USF, they were so productive offensively yesterday, following it up with 0 goals through the first half of the game. Not what anyone expected. Now, Gamecock shot, knocked high. Otherwise, that was a very solid look for Kelly Ahern there. Now a little scrum by the net is going to be gloved up. And we, for the first time today, going to throw down to our sideline reporter, Ellie Rodhouse. Ellie, take it away.
The shots on goal reflect how dominant the Gamecocks have been so far on the offense. They took an early lead to start the first period, but the USF Bulls have held them to just one goal in an attempt to stay in this game. We'll see if USF can produce anything or if the Gamecocks will continue to surge.
Spot on analysis there from Ellie. First ever sideline hit for her, and she's completely right. You look at the Bulls, and they just have not been able to develop any offensive intensity. Something that has to change if it's almost a 1 goal game that feels like a 3 goal game.
You know what? It really should be a 0-0 game. It's just, it was an uh, fortunate slip from Ana Herreras in the goal for USF as the puck just slipped outside of her legs and went in for South Carolina. So if we look at the one goal that South Carolina does have, it was a bit, I don't want to say a fluke, but there was a bit of luck involved. And so this game still is very tight as USF is locking down the defense, but South Carolina is very aggressive on the offense.
They are, and wisely going to choose to glove up that puck there. 10 minutes now into this second period, and look at the numbers. It's 8 shots for South Carolina, 1 or now 2 for USF. It's over a 10-minute span now. Face off in the offensive zone for the Bulls. Huge opportunity. That will be handled again by South Carolina. USF trying to get there as they are able to get a player over there looking to get back in their offensive zone, but South Carolina controls. There's a shot. There's a nice save by the keeper to keep it a 1-0 game. Those fast hands to prevent another Gamecocks goal. Bulls with it. Down to 4 minutes to play in this second period. Here's Emily Anderson running with it. Anderson knock back shot. It's going to be saved, still recovered, rebound by South Carolina. Puck's going to be fallen on by the USF keeper. 3:40 to play. It's a 1-0 South Carolina lead still. Gamecocks continue to pile on shots while playing absolutely stifling defense. That's been the story through 27 minutes here at Akins Ford.
Yeah, a great improvement for South Carolina to stay on offense almost this entire period so far, as South Florida has only seen 1 or 2 shots this entire period. So seems like South Carolina has figured out how to lock down the back check and keep the puck from staying outside of South Florida zone.
You would not be able to convince me, Sawyer, that this is the same USF team that played an 11-7 game with Alabama yesterday.
Absolutely.
Looks night and day different.
Because as defeating as that game may have been, USF still had a great performance and did a great job.
There's a big opportunity. What a save. How about Mackenzie Cronin getting in there, making the play on what was, without a doubt, USF's strongest opportunity of the morning. Gamecocks some 3-on-2 action now. There's a beautiful give, and the timing was a little off. It was a perfect setup that could have led to goal number 2.
Yeah, it's got to be the second or third time that setup like that has caught Anna Herreras off guard, but a missed pass leads South Florida to stay safe and only 1 goal down.
Save is going to be made. Gloved up by Cronin as, again, this USC defense just so perfect so far. USF played one of the more interesting games yesterday. At one point, they had six, or I believe it was 5 goals on 8 shots. They were scoring a lot without taking a lot of shots, so they've taken probably just about as many shots that they had yesterday. The difference is those ones were going in. Those ones were leading to them scoring at a prolific rate, and that has not been the case at all today.
Leona Herrera's looked a bit slow to get up there. South
G-
Carolina could have had another look at the top post, as it seemed wide open.
USF still trying to get that puck out of there, and now they have some numbers. They're going to run it. USF opportunity, beautiful pass, and not handled cleanly. They're going to try to get it inside, and there is McLaurin to get it out of there and take it the other way for the Gamecocks.
There's definitely a lot of urgency on South Florida's end whenever they do get the puck in South Carolina's zone because they haven't seen any offense. So any sort of look at a goal they want to get, they're going to have to be quick about it. So I think that's leading to some mistakes that are giving South Carolina the control of the puck back. But hopefully South Carolina will figure out for themselves
You're,
how
com-
they can lock down the offense.
you're completely right. It almost leads to desperation offense where anytime you have anything, you're going to fire away right away because you're so happy just to have any kind of shot. And you see there's an offensive zone opportunity that South Carolina just takes right away. Now the Gamecocks, McCatron are going to run it down, and it will be taken back by the Bulls as they were able to handle that opportunity very nicely. And now again, you see you're running into a 1-on-3. Meanwhile, you really should be slowing that down and waiting to get a teammate there, set up a higher efficiency look. South Carolina now going to try to wrap it around the net. There's a pass inside. Shot save. USF now the other way with 20 seconds to play in this second period. It's a 2-on-2 here as that pass is going to be deflected. Back behind the net to Lopez. Shot going to go high. That one attempted by Panaj. And there we have one gloved up right as time expires. So that'll do it for the second period. 1-0 South Carolina. We're going to throw to our sideline reporter, Ellie Rodhouse.
South Carolina's head coach, Chris Meltretter, is the only coach in this tournament to lead his team without any assistant coaches. His commitment and dedication to these young women is highlighted by how well he knows his players and their strengths. Not only is the offense strong, but the goalie, Mackenzie Cronin, has been a wall in front of her net. As we head into the third period, we'll see if he can lead his team to a win to close their weekend.
Thank you, Riley.
Thank you, Ellie, for that hit.
Ellie,
We
sorry.
are 2 periods in. South Carolina looking to get out of here with a third place finish. USF looking to find a way to get back into this game. Here is the bracket that we have to look at for this women's playoff. Very simple, just 2 games left to get you at this game right here. Winner walks away third place, something to hang their hat on. Alabama, Tampa, conference championship at 2 p.m. And man, with the way those teams have played, that is an exciting game, Sawyer.
Absolutely. It'll be a great matchup for the rest of the day. Championship Sunday always proves to be a great day. And it's Super Bowl Sunday too,
It is Super Bowl Sunday, Chiefs, Eagles. Who do you have in that, Sawyer?
but I'm hoping a miracle third team shows up and wins the whole thing. just just defeats both of them. I wasn't the ideal matchup I was hoping for. Uh, don't necessarily who I was rooting for, but not the Chiefs and the Eagles again.
Look, as a die-hard, tried and true New York Giants fan, there's only one answer to this question for me. Give me the Chiefs all the way. I cannot sit down and watch Saquon win the Super Bowl year one after leaving the Giants. But that's out on the football field. We're here at Akins Ford Arena for some hockey. And what do you think it's going to take for USF to get that goal? That it's only one goal, but the way they've played, it almost feels insurmountable right now, right?
Absolutely, and it really should be an even game. I don't want to discredit South Carolina, but again, uh, it was South Florida who kind of gave the goal to South Carolina with a missed freezing of the puck on Anna Herrera's part. But this is a very close game. Anna Herrera's taking a lot of shots on the board right now. 19 shots to South Florida's 13, which I can't believe South Florida even has that many
Yeah,
because of how offensively dominant we've seen South Carolina been this entire game.
and South Carolina's playing a lot like they did against Auburn in that opening game where they fire shot after shot after shot, and it really did take an incredible performance from Stephanie Zuma, the Auburn keeper, just to keep the Tigers into the game. And USF is in the same boat right now because with how many shots they've had to take, with how many saves they've had to make, it's almost a miracle that it's still a one-goal game.
Absolutely. Kind of maybe a bit of frustration on South Carolina's part to have control of the puck so much and only have the one goal, and that one goal being due to South Florida, and then a lot of frustration on South Florida's part to be playing defense almost this entire game.
Third period officially underway. Low scoring affair here for the opener of the final day of the 2025 CHS playoffs. USF looking to make this interesting. So pass across. It's going to be taken around the net by SC. As that was Ann Bacard that has it. Just going to pass across ice. A little physicality there against the boards as South Carolina tries to wrap it around. Beautiful pass inside. It is unable to be hung on to by the keeper. That was a very, very strong opportunity for the Gamecocks to extend the lead. Meanwhile, they are going to run this one down as Aria Dominique is able to get there. Get the puck 1 minute into this third period. South Carolina goes down, and there is the whistle. Penalty coming up.
Only the second of the game.
It's been a very clean, non-physical contest as neither of these teams have been very eager to play with that level of intensity. Paige Lair heads to the box, and now all of a sudden USF's job gets a little harder. Having to go on a penalty kill with 13 minutes left, down a goal in this third place game.
You know, I wonder if there's a bit of lack of effort from both teams here, possibly because this is the third place game, maybe not feeling as into it. But like you said, Theo, this is nothing to hang your head on. This is only one step behind. Of course, it's not the place you want to be at, but this is still a good game to be in, and maybe both teams just feel a little upset that they're
Look,
not in the championship
obviously
game.
you want to be in the championship. I don't think there's any lack of effort out here. I think these teams want it really badly, and I think they're playing like they want it. We saw the same thing yesterday with Alabama, determined in the fifth place game. They went out. They played a great game. The Auburn game, too, is the same thing. These teams want it. They want it really bad. This is one of the last times they'll be playing together. So I disagree with that take, but USF just has to find a way to make it happen.
I only say that because this isn't as intense of a team, at least on USF's part, that we saw yesterday. Uh, I'm a little surprised that they haven't seen more shots on goal compared to South Carolina after putting up such dominant performance on Friday against Georgia and a really great effort against Alabama yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, that Georgia game, that was the first game of the tournament, and they played really an incredible game. 4-0, completely shut down the Bulldogs' attack.
Completely shut down Paige Ukes, who was the leading goal scorer for women's
For the whole conference, yeah.
for the whole
30,
CHS.
36 goals on the year
I think
in
it ended up being
17
38
games.
after that
Yeah, because
the
she
playoff
scored again. That's
games.
incredible.
Yeah,
She was an amazing player, and you saw how incredible she was, and that makes it even more impressive that USF was able to shut her down.
yeah, absolutely.
So we know what this Bulls team is capable of.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see it here in the third as they maybe try and challenge South Carolina's dominant effort on offense.
Bulls with it, trying to get it out. And again, South Carolina on the power play, doing a great job of controlling everything. But USF holding strong, not allowing a ton of very easy looks. That's going to be hit down, and SC is going to have to run after it. Just 10 seconds left on the power play now. So the Bulls able to survive what could have been a very, very dangerous sequence. We're back at full strength now with 11:30 to play. USF has attempted just 5 shots since the start of the second period. That's been the story of the game over these last 20 minutes of play on the ice. That pass going to be deflected, taken by the Bulls. Try to wrap it around, fails, and right back to the Gamecocks. And there was an attempted setup that was handled easily by the defense. It's going to be wrapped around USF now, trying to get it to someone, and there's a bunch of miscommunications between players as they continue to try and find a way to get this out of the zone. Not going incredibly well for the Bulls right now. You can tell this defensive line is pretty gassed. Got a scrum against the board for it. Taken by South Carolina, and finally, USF able to take it away. Now they're going to run some offense. Here come the Bulls. Here's Buchanan who has it knocked out. And now just like that, South Carolina back where they've been for much of the last 2 periods. Then they go around. There's a pass inside that could have hit home. Little off on the timing. And here comes South Carolina. Still with the puck. USF takes it away. Bulls trying to make something happen. That shot easily knocked wide, attempted by Bontempo. Officially under 10 to play in this women's third place consolation game.
South Florida only one shot through the first 5 minutes of this third period. Really just showing again how dominant South Carolina is being on offense and how many great opportunities they've had right by Anna Herreras in South Florida's goal. A couple passes to the slot have not quite connected where that could have been a goal for them, and we could have seen a 5-0 game here with the amount of opportunities that South Carolina has had right there by Anna Herreras.
Yeah, and, furthermore to that point, it could also be a 1-1 game. So
Absolutely.
easily, all it takes is one lucky bounce for the Bulls, and they are on the verge of sending this to overtime. So it's just an incredible look at how the game has gone. And look at the fact that South Carolina is still in it, and there's a goal. There was a delayed call. South Carolina just pulled ahead 2-0 as we were talking.
Yeah, I
Let's see if we can get a look at this one.
couldn't quite tell what was going on there. Anna Herrera seemed to look like she had a hold of the puck and looked like she was trying to freeze it, but South Carolina said it went in, and refs agreed.
Job just got a lot harder for USF as the deficit doubles from 1-0 to 2-0. South Carolina going right back on the attack. Beats a man strong shot. Save made. Solid play as number 53, who we actually don't have a number for on the roster, had a very good attack at the net there.
Must have been an unused jersey.
Must have been. We can't always get the last. I know it's a thing yesterday that we didn't have either. USF still looking to fight back into this one.
Yeah,
Underneath the net, it's going to be knocked away. Some fighting for it. Down under 8 to play now as USC continues to make save after save. Defending all 16 shots on goal. USC back on offense. Shot a little wide. That one had potential instead. It's going to stay 2-0 as USF underneath the net loses it to Carolina. There's a pass inside. There's a shot that's going to be gloved up and saved by Anna Harris. We are now going to get ready to throw to our third member of our team, Ellie. We are not going to throw to Ellie. We're going to stay down here as we have a face-off ready to occur.
you know, it looked there for a second, Theo, like South Florida might see some offense of their own, but South Carolina was pretty quick to get back on it.
That's been the story of the game. They've been quick all day, getting back on everything. Defensive masterclass from the Gators, or from the Gamecocks rather, so far.
Absolutely. And it seems like the forwards of South Florida are trying everything they can to keep the puck in South Carolina's zone, and the defense is so quick to hang around that blue line just in case. They need to be ready for the back check against South Carolina. So maybe something they'll play less of, trying to make a contingency for South Carolina's dominant offense and try and create some offense of their own.
There's a shot that was deflected, knocked wide. 6 minutes down 2 is still a very winnable game as it's a strong shot that's going to be saved. That was a very solid attempt from Jules Eisenberg, and Carolina just continues to be on everything. We are now going to throw to Ellie Rodhouse, who's standing ringside. Ellie, take it away.
This game hasn't gone quite how the USF Bulls may have hoped, but the game is not over. Their defense has kept them in this game, and anything can happen before the clock winds down. We'll see if their offense can prevail and they can overcome this 2-goal deficit before the third period is over.
Could not agree more, Ellie, and that's what we were just talking about down here. No matter how the game has gone, no matter how much it feels like South Carolina's winning this by a lot, USF is still so in there.
Yeah, a couple looks on the net there for USF as they're now starting to try and get their offense going.
Yeah, that was one of the better attempts they've had all day, even. One
Mackenzie
of the
Cronin
bigger
just really
opportunities.
doing a great job in the net.
Now USF with it. Moving it around. There's a pass. Shot. Saved again. That's 18 shots now that South Carolina's had to face, and that's 18 saves that this Very good defense has helped the goalkeeper to make. South Carolina men's going to take part in the championship. Men's championship, the finale here later today. So men's and women's for South Carolina both getting action on the same Sunday. There's a whistle going to be blown with 5 minutes on the dot to play here in this third period as USF still doing anything for the goal. I feel like a broken record talking about how close they've gotten on some opportunities and just been unable to get home.
I think yep, we're getting a penalty here. As South Florida is heading to the box again, their third penalty of the night. It's going to be a high sticking on Summer Garcia.
Look, and having to go on a penalty kill 2 times, never a recipe for success. 3 times, rather. Especially in a game that's been so non-physical.
Absolutely. It's been fairly clean. All penalties coming South Florida's way. Of course, women's games tend to be a bit more clean.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely do a better job of just focusing on the hockey being played, not necessarily being as aggressive in terms of physicality as the men's games.
Yeah, now, it's different sports, it's different games. That's very understandable. But to have a game, though, that South Carolina has played so cleanly, and then USF is the only one going and making these plays that get themselves put in the penalty box. That's just something you can't afford playing in a game like this, especially not this late.
Yeah, it shows a lot of discipline from South Carolina's part
Right, to
to
never
to stay
retaliate.
locked in, not draw the penalties, not commit them. So hopefully South Florida, for them, they can figure out how to kill this penalty, maybe get a shorthanded goal to put themselves in a better position in this game.
Arguably the best defensive performance by a team that we've seen here in Athens. South Carolina's been that good on that end of the rink.
Besides maybe South Florida on
Against
Friday.
Georgia, yeah, that opener, which is a little ironic, isn't it?
Yeah,
South Florida arguably played the best defensive game against, in that opener.
across, I would
And
say
then,
men's and women's. Maybe
yeah,
maybe besides South Carolina last night against Georgia in the men's games
yeah, right. And that was a
with a
4-1 final. That
uh,
was a great performance.
an NHL goalie performance from Tyler Timian of South Carolina, just shutting down anything Georgia sent his way.
But seriously, USF's trajectory has been fun because they force a shutout game 1. Then game 2, they allow 11 goals. So it's almost like you come into this game, who knows what to expect, right?
Absolutely. And it's such a game like that where it's such a high scoring game. 11 goals is pretty ridiculous, but South Florida did get 6 goals themselves. It wasn't like they
Yeah.
just put up chump change numbers. 6 goals is pretty
South Florida's
impressive.
averaged 5 goals a game here.
I mean, they're such an offensively aggressive team, and they're really great on offense. So to see them struggle a bit here, I think is just a real surprise.
We are now with that break as they work things out over by the net. We're going to throw to Ellie Roundhouse again. Another update. Take it away, Ellie.
There is a clear difference in energy between the two benches down here. The Bulls are fighting to keep their energy up, while South Carolina is in high spirits. We'll see if there's any spark left in the Bulls or if the Gamecocks will run away with this one.
It's got to be a little draining, going out, losing a semifinal game. And as great as it is to get to go here, USF's a team that entering the tournament as the 3 seed very much wanted to be playing in the championship today. And came in
South
here thinking it
Florida,
was a realistic goal.
absolutely. South Florida has got two people in the box, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's a scratch. Nope, it is
No,
two
they
people
do,
in the
yeah.
box.
Two Bulls are in the box. That's Summer Garcia and Christina Panasian.
I'm glad we got Ellie's perspective from down there on the ice because, you know, it's hard for us to tell up here, but it's nice that she can see how these two teams are feeling. And that's reasonably so that USF is frustrated right now. They're down 2 goals, heading into a 5-on-3
There's a
with
very solid
less than
save made,
4
by the way.
minutes left in the game.
Anna Harias made an excellent save, and she's unable to fall on that one. Finally is able to do so. But yeah, by the time that this power play is over, they'll be down under 2 minutes to play. So USF is going to get back to full strength and have to pull goalies.
Absolutely. This is an inopportune time because when you're down 2, you really want to pull that goalie before the 2-minute mark hits. And like you said, this power play is going to bring that under 2 minutes, which
There's a
with 2 goals does not leave USF any time to get something going.
oh, absolutely not. You know, so only 9 seconds left now of 5-on-3 hockey, which if you're USF, obviously you have to survive. South Carolina's definitely going to try a look. That one goes a little wide. It's going to wrap right around back into a Gamecock stick. And now USF still trying to clear, unable to do so. That's been a story all game, them being unable to get the ball out of their zone, or get the puck out of their zone, rather.
It's 5-on-4 now for South Florida.
Yeah, so much better position than the 5-on-3 they were playing a second ago, but just being fully unable to clear the puck, proving to be a big breaker right now for USF, as Georgia or as South Carolina's just there, ready to stop everything. You know, it's now or never for the Bulls to launch an offensive attack, and it's not looking likely. We're down to 19 seconds. You see that keeper starting to make, will definitely start to make her way out of net if the Bulls can ever get this puck cleared. 5 seconds until we're back at full strength, getting ready to empty the box. Do the Bulls have a miracle? 2 minutes to play in this one. South Carolina shot. Another save. Harias, who continues her very, very solid day.
Yeah, that was a great reset from Anna Herreras there to get a glove on it and stop South Carolina's offense. USF is really struggling to get it out of their own zone to force South Carolina to reset here
We're
late
coming
in the
up
third.
on over 3 minutes now that USF hasn't had a real opportunity, and here they go. Finally, looking to set something up. Got a player down. Clock down, approaching a minute 30. South Carolina not budging, not allowing USF anything. They're going to take it back into their offensive zone now, run some more time off this clock, and get closer and closer to locking up this impressive third place finish here in Athens. USF looking to get some kind of momentum going. That one's dropped back. Shot, glove save is made, and they are able to fully glove it up. So with 54 seconds to go, it's still 2-0, and I think there's no doubt now about the fact that you have to pull Harias right now if you're the Bulls.
If you want to win this game,
As you'd
that
have to
may be
imagine
the
they do.
best. Yeah, I would hope that they want to win this game. But yeah, it seems like the coach down there on the ice is giving Anna Herrera some looks. Anna Herrera's giving the coach some looks back at a possible pull. It's going to be desperation time, if it hasn't been already, for South Florida to get anything they can going. Little shocked they're not starting with the goalie pulled, maybe because of the amount of faceoffs that South Carolina has
Yeah,
won.
right. South Carolina's just fully control them. The Bulls just unable to create anything. Now down to 30 seconds to play. There's a hit laid down by South Carolina. This will be a penalty. So, if it means anything at this stage of the game, for 20 seconds, USF will have their first power play of the morning.
Yeah, it could be an interesting 20 seconds if they can get it done, or maybe soften the blow. And there is the South Carolina coach upset at the upset at the call. I guess there was some miscommunication between the refs and himself. The players saying, "Take a look at the scoreboard, coach. No need to worry right now."
Yeah, but you know what? There's always a little bit of worry when you're not the team playing in the championship. There's always something to be a little upset and motivated about, and that's good. The fact that these teams, everyone here who's gotten to play in a consolation game, that is valuable, valuable experience for next season. And just like that, we have our final whistle. South Carolina recovers nicely from yesterday's loss, goes and dominates offensively, taking home a 2-0 win over USF. First of 4 games here today at Akins Ford. We've got the men's consolation game up next, and then the main event this afternoon, the 2 championship games, what you've all been waiting for. A lot of coverage here on the College Hockey South YouTube channel. We hope you stay with us for the rest of today's thrilling action. I want to thank everyone who's a part of this broadcast, helping us put out the best content possible. Director Will Morrow, producer Spencer Tomset. For the last time calling game, here with my color commentator Sawyer Stacy, I'm Theodore Fernandez. And Ellie Roadhouse making her debut on sideline. Been a great day so far with more hockey to bring you. We'll see you for the next game.